Imagine standing in a vast desert where rivers once flowed. Imagine temples built by people who learned to fight not enemies, but the earth itself. Long before modern science, ancient civilizations faced devastating droughts, floods, and shifts in climate. Yet some survived, and some vanished forever. Today, as our planet faces the same challenge, their stories may hold the key to our survival. This is the story of how ancient civilizations adapted and what they can teach us about the future. About 4,200 years ago, a significant event occurred that forever changed the course of human history. Monsoon rains failed across Asia, causing devastating effects on crops and leading to the weakening of the Nile's floods. Empires that once stood strong trembled in the face of this unprecedented climate collapse, which is now known as the 4.2 Kiloyear event. In Mesopotamia, the powerful Akkadian Empire, once considered the world's first superpower, disintegrated before the eyes of its people. Clay tablets from that time paint a grim picture of endless dust storms, widespread famine, and mass migrations as the population fled cities that could no longer sustain them. Similarly, in Egypt, the Old Kingdom faced a decline as the Nile, a source of life and prosperity, turned against its people. However, amidst this chaos and destruction, some regions were able to adapt and thrive. Smaller city-states in Mesopotamia embraced new ways of managing resources by sharing water, constructing canals, and diversifying their crops. While the mighty empire collapsed, these local communities discovered the power of cooperation and resilience, teaching us a valuable lesson that strength can sometimes arise from the unity of individuals rather than centralized authority. The 4.2 Kiloyear event serves as a stark reminder of the fragile relationship between human civilization and the environment. As we navigate our own climate challenges today, let us draw inspiration from the past and strive to build a future where adaptation, cooperation, and resilience guide us towards a sustainable and prosperous world for generations to come. Egypt's success in overcoming the challenges of the desert was a result of their innovative approach and deep-rooted religious beliefs. Instead of trying to battle against the mighty Nile, the Egyptians learned to understand and predict its flooding patterns. This early form of climate management allowed them to develop a flood calendar, enabling them to anticipate water levels and adjust their planting cycles accordingly. In addition, they built massive silos to store grain, ensuring they could survive prolonged periods of drought. This proactive approach to managing the unpredictable climate was a crucial factor in their success. The religious beliefs of the Egyptians also played a significant role in their ability to thrive in the harsh desert environment. Rather than viewing the flooding of the Nile as a disaster, they considered it to be a sacred rhythm. This perspective instilled hope and resilience in the people, allowing them to adapt to the cyclical nature of the Nile's floods. By combining their innovative climate management strategies with a deep-seated cultural and religious framework, Egypt transformed the challenges of the desert into a sustainable system. This approach allowed Egypt to remain stable for over 1,000 years. Long after neighboring civilizations had vanished, the triumph of Egypt over the desert serves as a powerful example of how innovation and a strong cultural foundation can lead to long-term success in the face of adversity. Their ability to read and adapt to the natural rhythms of the Nile, along with their unwavering religious beliefs, allowed them to not only survive, but thrive in a harsh and unforgiving environment. Egypt's triumph stands as a testament to the power of innovation and resilience in the face of nature's challenges. In the heart of Central America, the mighty Mayan civilization thrived amidst lush tropical landscapes that seemed boundless and eternal. However, hidden beneath this paradise, a formidable crisis was brewing. Between the years 800 and 1000 CE, devastating droughts ravaged the land, causing vital reservoirs to dry up and crops to wither away. Instead of coming together in unity, the Mayan city-states found themselves embroiled in bitter conflicts and wars. As a result, numerous once thriving cities were left abandoned, their once grand temples now overtaken by the relentless encroaching jungle. Yet in the face of such hardships, not all hope was lost. Some smaller Mayan communities were able to weather the storm by adapting to the changing conditions. They dug deeper wells, stored precious rainwater in underground caves known as cenotes, and relocated closer to the coast to make use of the life-giving power of water. The key to survival lay in the ability to adapt and change with the shifting tides. Those who were able to embrace new ways of living thrived, while those who stubbornly clung to rigid traditions and systems faced inevitable collapse. The lessons of the Mayans and the power of water serve as a stark reminder of the importance of flexibility and resilience in the face of adversity. The Indus Valley civilization, which existed in what is now Pakistan and India, was a remarkably advanced society for its time. They were pioneers in urban planning, with their grid cities, and they even had an efficient sewage system. Their sophisticated trade networks also set them apart as a formidable civilization over 4,000 years ago. But despite their advancements, they were not immune to the challenges posed by climate change. When the monsoon patterns shifted and the rivers like the Ghaggar Hakra dried up, the Indus people were faced with a major crisis. Instead of resorting to wars or succumbing to famine, they quietly adapted. They decentralized power and made the move eastward, towards more hospitable and wetter lands. This silent yet strategic shift allowed them to sustain their society and avoid a dramatic collapse. Their ability to gracefully retreat and adapt serves as a powerful lesson in sustainability. It shows us that sometimes survival means recognizing when it's time to move on. The Indus Valley civilization effectively demonstrated the art of knowing when to make strategic adjustments in the face of environmental changes. They weren't defeated or wiped out. Rather, they made a conscious and calculated decision to ensure the continuity and well-being of their society. In a world where climate change and environmental challenges continue to pose threats, the Indus Valley civilization provides us with a compelling example of how civilizations can respond to such crises. Their silent mastery of sustainability stands as a timeless lesson in resilience and adaptability. And as we strive to tackle the environmental challenges of our time, we can draw inspiration from the Indus people's ability to navigate change with wisdom and grace. In the tangled web of history, the ancients left behind crucial lessons that can guide us through the challenges of our modern world. The first lesson is crystal clear. Centralization is fragile. The once great civilizations of the Akkadians and Mayans crumbled when their single leaders or systems failed. The intricate tapestries of their societies unraveled, showing us the dangers of putting all our eggs in one basket. On the flip side, adaptability emerges as a saving grace for civilizations. The Egyptians and the people of the Indus Valley thrived because they embraced change, decentralized power, and respected the natural rhythms of the world around them. Their ability to adjust to new circumstances kept their societies humming along smoothly. And let's not forget the power of belief. Those cultures that revered nature as something sacred, rather than trying to dominate it, endured the test of time. They understood that the land, the water, and the sky were not to be conquered, but to be honored and protected. These aren't just dusty pages of history, they're blueprints for survival in the 21st century. With glaciers melting, crops failing, and seas rising, we find ourselves facing similar challenges to those of the ancient world. It's clear that those who truly listened to the voice of the planet were the ones who stood the test of time. So as we navigate the choppy waters of our uncertain future, let's heed the lessons of the ancients. Let's embrace adaptability, decentralization, and a deep respect for the natural world. In doing so, we may just find the key to our own survival. In a world filled with satellites, supercomputers, and global communication, we may believe that we are the smartest civilization to have ever existed. However, wisdom goes beyond advanced technology alone. The true question is not whether we can foresee the impact of climate change, but whether we possess the ability to adapt to it. Looking back at ancient civilizations, it becomes clear that our ancestors were not lacking in power, science, or faith. The Akkadians, Mayans, and Egyptians all had their own forms of strength and knowledge. Yet the ultimate survivors were those who shared one common trait: a balanced relationship with nature. If we desire our civilization to endure for as long as theirs, or perhaps even longer, we must heed this same valuable lesson. Survival does not stem from the dominance of nature, but from living in harmony with it. Let us reflect on this final message from our ancestors and strive to cultivate a prosperous future, founded on balance and unity with the natural world.